Hi, I'm Paulie Questel, and welcome to another Manchester United Tactical Minute. Manchester United went down to the Amex on Tuesday night, got a resounding 3-0 win over Brighton. Best players only played 60 minutes. They didn't really break a sweat. Really a great result, probably the best you could hope for. But I got a little annoyed yesterday when after the last 10 minutes or so, United started to withhold themselves from the attack. They seemed to have numbers going forward when all of a sudden Scott McTominay or Andreas Pereira or Daniel James would pull up and just start passing the ball around. And to me, it didn't make any sense. I understand the idea of killing the game off and keeping the clean sheet, but United are in an interesting position here that they could have taken advantage of and they chose not to. I tweeted it out last night that it was weird that sometimes they were attacking and sometimes they were just like, whoa, let's hold up and pass the ball around. And the good folks on Twitter were killing me for that opinion, but it didn't seem like they completely understood it. So here we go. Let me explain this. United currently sit 5 points behind Leicester, who play on Wednesday against Everton. Leicester, based on their form heading into the lockdown, coming out of the lockdown, based on Chelsea's form coming in, going out of the lockdown, I think Chelsea are going to pass Leicester. United are competing with Leicester for a top 4 spot. Until we know what happens with Manchester City, you can't rely on 5th place going into the Champions League. So United need to catch Leicester. They play Leicester on the final day of the season. Leicester currently sit on 55 points. United on 52, but Leicester have a game in hand. If they win that game, they go to 58 points. Now, Leicester's goal difference is currently plus 30, while United's is plus 20. If Leicester win on Wednesday, then it'll at least be plus 31. So what United need to do is, first of all, pick up a few points on Leicester, and by doing that, they'll already narrow the goal difference down. But in any other game where Leicester win and United win, they could still claw back a goal here or a goal there. If Leicester win 2-1 and United win 2-0 or 3-0, that's a goal or two right there. And what you want to do is get that goal difference down to 3 by the time that they play on the final game of the season. Because remember, every goal scored against Leicester counts double. If Leicester are still at plus 30, but United are at plus 27 when they come into this game, a 2-0 win would take United to plus 29 and bring Leicester down to plus 28. That's enough for them to leapfrog them. So United are in this interesting situation where every goal matters, and with 9-10 minutes left in a game against Brighton that is very much in hand, they shouldn't just throw those minutes away. Now, I'm not saying they should leave the starters on and try to get more goals. No, the starters did their job. The first team did their job. They came off after an hour. It's more important for them to come off and rest so that they can go out and get another 3 points against Bournemouth on Saturday. But the players that you brought in, they have fresh legs. There is no reason that for a half hour you should be sitting back and just passing the ball around. And to United's credit, they did push up a little bit. Daniel James got a few shots. Were they the best shots? No. Scott McTominay had a very good effort that was saved. But that was it. And they had other opportunities to push forward and attack, and they had fresh legs. So it didn't make sense for them to just sit back and pass the ball around, because the risk of conceding a goal to Brighton was not as high as the reward of scoring a goal. The goals were there to be taken. United had firm control of this match. If United were to concede, then you pack things up and you just see out the game and take a 3-1 win, and your goal difference is only plus 2. You missed the chance and you're probably not going to get it back. You took the risk, and the penalty was, okay, you're not going to overtake them on goal differential. You're going to have to just do it with points. That was probably going to be the case anyway, but it makes sense to just try for this other thing, especially when you have fresh legs. And the weird part was Mason Greenwood and Aaron Wan-Bissaka were still running up and down that field. Wan-Bissaka was bombing down the pitch. If you're not going to attack, tell your right back to hang back and conserve energy, because he's going to have to play again on Saturday. That was what really didn't make sense to me, was Wan-Bissaka and Greenwood were still looking to attack, whereas the reserves who came in, the ones who should have a point to prove, to show the manager, hey, I deserve more playing time than just coming off the bench. I want to get in there and I'm going to score a goal and show him. They were the ones content to sit back. It didn't make sense to me. It's not like playing Manchester City or Liverpool. It's not like having a 1-goal advantage, leading 1-0 and just needing to pack things up and see out the game. It was 3-0. United were thoroughly dominating. Brighton were barely posing a threat. It was worth it with your reserves out there. Go for the extra goal, and it was disappointing not to see them do that because there is a reward to be gained with every goal that they score. At the end of the day, is this a big deal? No, I'm nitpicking. But ultimately, I feel like this was a low-risk, high-reward situation that a United team that is learning and growing should be striving